would like to take a moment of silence for the tragic loss of the lives in Dallas during the week, and police officers who lost their lives as well as their families. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to call upon Councilor Duff for a motion to record advice and consent for the financial warrant.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to call upon Councilor Ionella for a motion to record advice and consent for the pending investigations of the injustices of the peace.
Thank you. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'd also like to call upon Councilor Ionella for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Honorable Frank M. Daziano to the position of Associate Justice of the Supreme Judicial Court.
Thank you. I make a motion that we approve Frank Gaziano as an Associate Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court.
Second.
I just want to make one comment that I can't stop smiling from having the governor present this nominee. I was floored when I heard his name came through. He's so qualified, so experienced, he's the right demeanor, everything. But I never expected, he's not political, he's not that, out there. And it's one of the best that this governor has put through this administration. And I'm very proud to be voting for him.
Thank you.
I voted for him on the Superior Court.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Ferrer.
Governor, thank you. I just also want to echo the sentiments of my colleague. I think he's an exceptional choice for the Supreme Judicial Court. He has the brightest mind, the best temperament, man of integrity. Haven't heard one bad word about him ever. He came all the way to Fall River to meet with me. Just an exceptional choice, and glad to vote yes on his nomination today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Bayon.
Well, first, Lieutenant Governor, I also want to applaud the governor himself on the nomination and also the SJC Special Committee, JNC, for this nomination. No question he's a superstar, no question about it. For those who are concerned that under Republican administration the court may tilt to the right, I think those fears should be alleviated based on the hearing and based on his position on the issues of the day. Particularly the woman's right to choose. He was very strong that a woman has a constitutional right to choose in the United States and here in Massachusetts by law. He was especially strong on affirmative action, believing that diversity in the court is a good thing, and he is a believer in the laws of affirmative action. He was strong on issues relative to working families. He was also outlined his position relative to the Second Amendment, that there is not an absolute right to bear arms in Massachusetts, a limited right regulated by local and state government. The only issue that I had with the judge was on the death penalty. He is for the death penalty. He has prosecuted death penalty cases, in particular the Gary Sampson case. However, during the course of the hearing, it was very apparent that he is a protector of rights. And the fact that he dismissed a case in two murder charges in Suffolk Superior Court because there was a lack of discovery by the district attorney, I think speaks volumes about his ability to protect individual rights when it comes to the death penalty, if that ever occurs in Massachusetts. So, as an opponent of the death penalty, my argument is not with Judge Gaziano, who I believe now is a protector of rights, but will be with the governor and the legislature if that legislation ever moves through. So, based on all of those factors, the fact that the court is not going to tilt to the right at all, in fact, you could say he's a centrist, maybe even left of center, I'm voting to confirm. And I also like the fact that Gaziano is replacing Spina, which also speaks volumes as an Italian-American. I think that was a good signal sent by the administration as well. And Italian-Americans in Massachusetts are all very pleased with that nomination. So I'm voting to confirm. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Kennedy.
I just want to concur with Councilor Albano.
on every point. And I would just add that over the past 15 or so years that he's been on the Superior Court, I've appeared in front of him many times, and there's no question that he's a very, very good judge who protects people's rights. And he's a very, very fair judge. I have the same concerns about the death penalty, and if I thought that there was going to be a death penalty passed in Massachusetts, I might vote differently, but I don't believe that there will be. And when you balance everything out, he's just a fantastic gentleman. He is a superstar.
Thank you, Councilman Casey.
Thank you. I want to highlight some of the reasons why I'm supporting this nomination. I think it was clear in this hearing that Judge Gaziano is not a political ideologue, and I don't really think there's any place for that on our courts. I think we see enough of that, and it's not healthy for our system of government. He is clearly a judicial centrist, which I think is going to be a healthy dose for our current SJC, to have somebody like that joining them. He clearly respects, he used the term separation of powers a number of times during this hearing. He understands that judges apply the law, they don't make the law, and that's the role of the legislature and our democratic form of government. Clearly strong on public safety and understands the plight of victims. The facts of the Sampson case, which he could not talk about because it's on appeal, came to light during his hearing, and I thought that that case was just absolutely representative of his commitment to public safety, and he sought the death penalty in the Sampson case, and on the facts of that case, it was completely appropriate. He clearly pointed out he understands the law of the land in this country on the Second Amendment and the right of the people to bear arms through the 14th Amendment, as set forth in the Heller and McDonald cases of the United States Supreme Court. I want to say hats off to all of the people who were part of this process, the governor, the lieutenant governor, Sharon Casey, the JNC, Lon Povich, and all those folks who participated on that special committee. You sure as heck got this one right. He's a phenomenal nominee. There was not a bad word spoken about him through this entire process. And when you think about the extent of his legal career, whether it's people that he prosecuted, people that appeared in front of him, lawyers, litigants, not a single bad word about this nominee, and I think that says a lot. So hats off to all of those who played a role in getting Judge Gaziano before this council, and I look forward to supporting this nomination.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Giuliano.
I have two concerns, his age and the death penalty. I like the Supreme Judicial Court judges to be older. People who have been around the system for 25 or 30 years. And they don't sit there for 15 or 20 years. However, in this case, I'm going to make an exception to that. The death penalty bothers me a little bit, but I think we can work on and get that issue squared away. I've had many cases with Frank Gaziano over the years. As I said at the hearing, he was a kind of a prosecutor who would actually go home and research issues that were raised during the trial. And if they were issues that he won that day by the judge, he would bring it in, give you the cases, he would argue it and get the ruling overturned. I know no DA I've ever dealt with that would do something like that. To actually go home and research those issues, and you didn't have to. So to me, he was probably the fairest and most honest DA I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Never took comfort or joy in convictions that sent people to prison. He did his job, but he did it because that's what he was supposed to do. So, on his background, he's a good man, he's a good father, good husband. He's a wonderful human being, and I do salute the governor and the administration for putting him forward. If we can add a few years to some of these people, would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor.
Can I just say one more thing?
Councilor.
I just wanted to add that the people and the judges and all through the court, all the courts in Massachusetts know him and respect him. And when you see someone like Justice Hines, who came and testified, and she said we couldn't be more opposite. He's a prosecutor, and these are the people who respect him for his fairness. And as I said, his name wasn't even bandied about, and it was just a surprise, and it was a wonderful surprise because he earned it the old-fashioned way. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we can commence. There's a motion and a second. Is there a second?
Second, somebody?
Second.
There already was a second.
Okay, we can commence with the roll call.
Councilor Ioannoni.
Yes.
Councilor Duff.
Yes.
Councilor Kennedy.
Yes.
Councilor Casey.
Yes.
Councilor Albino.
Yes.
Councilor Ferrera.
Yes.
Councilor Jubinville.
Yes.
Councilor Devani.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Governor and I thank you all for participating in such an active way in this process, as you do for every candidate who wishes to be appointed to the judicial system in Massachusetts. And the hearing itself, from my view, was, and they always are, an examination of a person's life, both professionally and personally. And to see the life story of Judge Gaziano be retold and examined appropriately by each one of you allowed for a full, open, transparent process. And I commend each one of you for your professionalism and your commitment, not only to the process involving our candidates for nomination to the Supreme Judicial Court, but for the work you do each and every day to vet all of the candidates that come forward. So I thought it was a really good day for all of us, and it's a good outcome for all of us as well. We thank you. So we continue, as next week we have the hearing for Judge Dave Lowy. It will begin again at 9 a.m. We all felt that that was a good opportunity for us to work throughout the day, and if necessary, into the next day to fully vet the candidate. And we are working on the room placement for the hearing, and we'll keep you informed as we identify what will be conducted. So thank you. That concludes our business today.
Portugal, for soccer, Euro.